Welcome to Thriving Tribesmen. My name is Corey, your host, and I'm excited to be making this episode. So yesterday, I went to the Arsenal game. It's a football team in the UK, and when I say football, I mean soccer for you guys in America. And it was such a good experience. It was a very good night out because it was a night game. So I met one of my friends. We drove down into London. Got situated, got some dinner before going in, went to the pub, which is a local tradition. You know, you hit the pub before you actually go and watch the game. So we're really excited. And again, when it comes to watching football over this side, especially for a team like Arsenal, getting tickets is almost mission impossible. But when you do get tickets, you have to just try and enjoy as much as you can, because that doesn't happen quite often. So I mean, for me, last season, I only managed to go to one game, but generally, it's very, very difficult to get tickets. So, managed to get some tickets. We went down, we started watching the game, and it just wasn't a very good game. The guys, the opposition, which was West Ham, they scored pretty early on. I mean, Arsenal was all over them. They were dominating the game, but they made a few mistakes, and then they found themselves behind, and then a second goal went in on the second half. And I was just wheeling them to try and do something and win the game, because they've looked really, really good. They've been top of the table for the past few weeks, and they're really up there. They're playing well. It's probably one of the best teams in the country right now. So it was hard to watch, to see them go behind and then to lose the game, because you could see that there was some indicators of brilliance, but they were just not executing really well. And I was just thinking about this, and I was thinking, in order to get here, I've had to take some time. So it's a time for my family, where I would normally spend time with my family. I've had to spend money. I've had to come here. And then while I've done my bit, the outcome ended up becoming the outcome that I didn't want. And I was thinking about this, you guys are in sexless relationships, and there's so many efforts that you're putting towards changing that. And while you have done the right thing in terms of you're not talking about sex anymore, but you're focused on becoming a better leader within the relationship, you're focusing on having better self-worth in terms of how you view yourself within that relationship. You're doing all these good things, but while you're doing all of that, it might not be enough to change the outcome. Because you can imagine, for me, my cost was my time, my money, and the will for it to have a good outcome. And I didn't get the good outcome because there were several things I couldn't control. I couldn't be on the touchline as a manager and tell the players what I wanted them to do. And I couldn't influence them to play faster or better or anything like that. It was up to them. So, and it's the same is with your wife, that as much as you, the only thing that you can do is present an opportunity for you to win, both of you. And that's exactly what was happening. That by me attending, by being part of the audience, and me shouting out and chanting and doing all sorts, it was me trying to present that opportunity for them to do better and win. But I couldn't control that. I can only control what I can control. And it's very important to understand this, that when you're trying to change a sexless relationship, there's only a finite of things that you can control in order to change that. And a lot of the things that you're doing isn't to change the relationship, because you're not responsible to changing your partner. Your partner is responsible to change themselves. So when you approach it from that perspective, it means that now you focus on things that you can control. And when you focus on this that you control, the thing that you're presenting to them in order to create some change is presenting opportunities to change, rather than trying to make them to change. Because I think this is where most people find it very difficult in terms of changing a sexless relationship, because they're so hell bent in changing their partner, it works against them. In fact, the more you try and change them, it multiplies by years. And a lot of you guys have been years within a sexless relationship, or you're within your first year. The more you try and change your partner, the many more years you're going to end up in a sexless relationship, which is very weird. But if you present the opportunities for that person to change, they're more likely to find it within themselves to actually change. And again, you cannot always control the outcome. In fact, you can present opportunities, but there might become a time where those opportunities are spent and you can't do anything else but to figure out a way of growing apart. So what that means is, okay, can we find out a way of figuring out how to grow together? So what does that look like for us to grow apart? And it's a sad place because I've always been one to talk about, you need to stay, you need to work as hard as possible and you can change it. But over the past few months, I've spoken to a lot more guys and found out that the only thing that you can do is present an opportunity. And if that person, especially I was saying to one guy recently, Dan, if you're married to somebody who was in a very difficult relationship with their caregivers or parents, and they never showed them love, they never taught them what love was. When they get into a relationship with you, they're never going to understand what love looks like. They might have an idea of what it should be and what it should look like, but they might not be able to recognize what it is. And therefore, they can destroy it. They can destroy you. So by you trying to continue for showing them love, it's like, what's that saying? Casting pearls to swine. Well, meaning that you throw all this valuable jewelry to pigs, and pigs just don't care. They don't know what it is. They don't see the value in it. So they might not value you. They might not value sex. They might not value being in a relationship. They might not value you specifically. So your efforts might not be able to change the outcome. But all the thing that you can control is you having to present the opportunities and you evolving to presenting opportunities. So you continue evolving, and you do so. Like for me, the only thing I could do was buy my ticket, make my way to the stadium, and then just with my will and my voice do my best to make myself feel heard, and hopefully that present them the opportunity for them to have the desire and motivation to win. That's my team, by the way, Arsenal. So I thought that's an interesting perspective, and hopefully that you found that quite interesting and insightful. If you've got any questions, go to thriving_tribesmen on Instagram, and we'll walk you through how we can give you a blueprint. So it's called the Seduction Blueprint. So it's for free. We walk you through what's going on within a relationship, and figure out what sort of type of woman you're married to, and then we actually do a custom blueprint. So these are the certain actions that we need you to take in these next few days or weeks, and when you do so, we can figure out what that looks like in terms of you taking part, you doing exactly what we're telling you to do. And this is how we get clients, because if I can give you a result before we talk about what it looks like to become a client, it becomes an easy conversation, whether yes or no, because this stuff works. So this is why we do that. So thank you very much, guys. I'll be speaking to you guys soon. Take care.